Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Ritchie.
And welcome to the Serviced Accommodation Podcast. So today we're going to be talking about sourcing, which is one of your specialist areas, really, isn't it, Ritchie?
Yeah, that's the sourcing area. Property, yeah. Property sourcing.
Yeah, very important, isn't it? Because your entire growth,
yeah,
your
you can't grow your business without sourcing.
Totally.
If you're in the property industry, that is, yeah.
That would be the assumption for the Serviced Accommodation Podcast. So.
Definitely.
And I think the first thing to address with sourcing is that I think people tend to think about sourcing as an isolated thing, a one-off event, and that's almost the opposite of the way we think about sourcing, isn't it?
Yeah.
We kind of think about it as a campaign, if you like.
Yes, ongoing campaign. Yeah, it depends on the level of growth that you want as and when, but yes, it's an ongoing campaign.
Yeah, and essentially what it comes down to is that if you're using the build, test, scale model, then there's always going to be a very specific reason and objective behind your sourcing. So you might be starting out and you're looking for your first property. Now you might think, I need to source a property, but actually that's a campaign.
Yeah.
And a whole process that you need to go through in order to achieve that, because you're going to have very different resistance and obstacles at that point than maybe when you're going down the line and you're looking to source 5 or 10 properties at the same time.
Yeah.
But whether it's that you're starting out or whether you've been through that consolidation phase where you're testing the model and you're now ready to scale it, you should always really be looking at sourcing as a campaign, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So look, I know a lot of the stuff that we use when it comes to sourcing come from the work we've done with our mentor, Stuart Mellor.
Yes, 100% has been very instrumental in our journey. Mentor and friend, really. Stuart Mellor, he's been very instrumental. And yeah, it's just picking up on stuff, thinking of things outside the box, not the way everyone else sources, not the way everyone else does it. So it might, to be honest, you might be able to relate to it as an individual. Other people see it differently, like, oh, why are you doing it this way? Because they're stuck in their way and they know this to do it this way. They've done it this way all the time, A, B, and C. But it's just going around the other way of doing it, and more genuine way, very, very, very genuine, I'd say.
Yeah, and I don't think we've ever had a negotiation, have we? Because we look at things in a very different way to that. Yeah. Instead, we're looking at what someone's genuinely trying to achieve.
Yes, yeah.
And if we're able to help them with something which is going to, allow them to achieve that, then we'll present that option to them. It's never a negotiator.
No, it's not a negotiation.
Take a little bit off this or a little bit on that.
No, it's not a negotiation, and it's I'm glad you've touched on that. And also things like pitches. It's not a pitch. We have conversations with people because I've had people even in the past week ask me for a brochure on what we're doing now, but we've transferred what we've learned with Stuart onto other things, other areas of our business, and you don't pitch for a product. You have a negotiation about it. You have a conversation with someone about it. You speak to someone about it, find out what they want from it. It's a conversation as opposed to a pitch. And people are always blown away when they say, "What, you don't have a brochure?" No, I'm not trying to sell anything. This is an opportunity that I'm presenting, and it's nothing I'm trying to sell. You've got to be genuine with it as well, yeah.
So what it really comes down to, Ritchie, is how you're able to help other people, isn't it?
Yes,
and being able to kind of think of it in their terms, in terms of how you might be able to help them, as opposed to what you're looking for yourself.
Yes, it's about what you're doing, what you're doing means to them, and how it has an impact, and how it helps them, where the opportunity lies for them. So we start off by looking at FFBs, which I like. I look at them as your BFFs, because without these, you can't create your avatar. You need to know your features, the functions, and the benefits of what you're offering or what you're providing. The features being what it is, and the functions being how it works and how it helps them. And the benefits are the impacts that that those functions have on their business or their individual lifestyle or their personal circumstances. So it's taken it not just to the level of how it's going to help them there, but it's taken it a level above, another level. So personalizing it and how it actually impacts and benefits them directly. Yeah. And after you decide what the features are, with the features, I actually have a board. Usually I have a board. Features over there, the functions over there, the benefits over there. List all the features, list all the functions, list all the benefits on there, and don't cross anything out. Everything is there for a reason. because once you have that, we then have another whiteboard. We call these whiteboard exercises. We've just got lots of them. Yes, again, we picked these up from Stuart Melody because his life is surrounded by whiteboards, and that's how we work now. So yeah, features, functions, benefits on that board, and then from that we build the avatar. The avatar. So you don't come up with an avatar and then define the features, functions, and benefits from that avatar. No, it's the other way around. Let those features, functions, and benefits help you build the avatar around who your target market is, or who this is for and who it's not for. Most importantly, who it's not for. Because if those features, functions, and benefits guide you properly, they should guide you on to who it's for and who it's not for. And list that out as well, who it's for and who it's not for. And from that, you then have a list of opportunities and what you're doing, what it means to them, as in what it means to their personal circumstances, their family, their business, it's just what you're doing means to them, as in what opportunities does this present, as in does your not I'm calling it a product, but it is a product, but what opportunities your product presents for them, and how those opportunities actually benefit them or impact their lives directly. Yeah.
So in essence, what you've come up with is a list of people who could benefit the most from working with you.
Yeah.
Then with the opportunity list, you're kind of really delving deep into exactly how you'd be able to help them.
Yes. Yeah. And how that help will have an impact on those those people, because we've built an avatar, and the avatar is not just everyone. It's going to be very specific and very targeted, so that when we then when we have the opportunity list and the impact that these opportunities have on these people, it's very, very direct and very impactful on those specific or particular people's lives. Yeah.
Okay, so now you've got this obviously. This great list of ways in which you can help your kind of target avatar. So how do you go about using that?
Yes, taking it back a step, we look at, not to forget, the value of you, your value as an individual, be it you have never worked in this industry, or you have never done property sourcing before, or you've never done what you do. You've obviously done other things in your previous life, or in your life, not previous life, in your current life, I hope. You've obviously done other things, and just see what transferable skills you have, what skill sets you have, because a lot of people rubbish themselves. Oh no, I'm a beginner in this property stuff. Yeah, can I have some advice or something? And you think, no, that's not the case. You're a beginner in this property stuff, but you've amassed loads of skills in what you've done. Let's see what you've done. Well, what have you done? Oh, I didn't go to university. No, but what have you done as an individual? What have you done in your life? You'd be surprised how many transferable skills you've got as an individual. And that's one thing where you need to value the value of you before going out. You need to have the value of you. And that, you need to know the value of you and appreciate your value as an individual, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. And then we move on to overcoming objections. And the way, like Stuart mentioned, Stuart says it, the way old way of thinking is that people tend to overcome objections as and when they arise, and if they're not brought up, then nothing is said about them. But it's a different world you live in, as in people aren't selling like they used to sell, people aren't buying like they used to buy, people are reacting to different things in different ways. People have access to endless information, and if you don't mention it, then they hear it from someone else. It's going to be a lot more impactful. So what Stuart advises is that overcome objections before they even arise. So you have an exercise of a list of objections that you would come up with, or you think people might come up with. Ask people in your industry what objections they might have and what objections they might come up. Have a list of that, and then overcome those objections or address them accordingly, and bring these up in a conversation, and then explain what you've done to overcome these objections, so that to alleviate their fears, and genuinely explain what you've genuinely done to overcome these. Not just trying to blag it. Actually have a conversation with someone and bring these up and overcome them before they arise.
Okay, so I was a bit ahead of myself then before, because there's obviously an awful lot of preparation which you do put into this beforehand, through running through your exercises, features, functions, benefits, looking at your avatar, the opportunity list, and then finishing off by understanding your own value, and of course looking at those objections which they might bring up. So you've done quite a lot of preparation work there before you've even talked to anyone.
So the work behind the scenes is the most important. Out of everything, the work behind the scenes is the most important, because that's the foundation for you to then emerge and do what you want to do up above.
We called it a campaign earlier, and we said how people should treat it like a campaign. Clearly doing all that preparation beforehand it's certainly treating it like a campaign. But once you actually want to start taking that out and talking to people, how would you deal with that?
Yes, yeah. So first and foremost, you would look at the fastest route to market, should we say? So yeah, who would this benefit the most, and who would this benefit the most, and who would benefit quickly, as in who would benefit from this a lot quicker than anyone else? Who's this for? And you go out to those people, make a list. Grade people or grade companies or industries. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Grade them accordingly. Yeah, and then you start. Okay. First and foremost, when you start going out to people, you can start with number 4, because you don't start with your fastest, because this is the first one you're speaking to. You're practicing and seeing how it works, and then you go to number 1, and you start doing it number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. But you'd be surprised, as in you're probably not even going to get to number 3, because you've done all the groundwork of knowing what your product is, knowing who it's for, who it's not for, and you've practiced, you've learnt about it, you've immersed yourself in it. Yeah, you probably don't have to go further down the list. And yeah, you put a list of your targets on there, like I said, you grade them accordingly.
So you mentioned a kind of list of people you're going out to. So how would you put that list together?
Firstly, you'd go to the people you know, and people know that this product is for. You don't go to the people who it's not for. And then one thing we learned from Show Melody was the who knows who list of people who know who knows who. So you go to the people who might know someone who benefit from this, people who might know someone who benefit from that. So you then grade it accordingly. So depending on who you're trying to source from, be it agents, be it developers, be it actual private landlords, you grade them accordingly, and they're within that list. Yeah. Quickest route to properties, fastest route to this, and then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Yeah.
And what about someone who's only just got it started in serviced accommodation, doesn't really have any links with current letting agents or anything like that?
Build relationships with letting agents, honestly, on viewings. That's how we started, as in arrange a viewing, and then you educate them whilst you're at the viewing as to what you're doing, who this is for, who it's not for, what you're looking for from it. I'll give an example, about a year ago, when we were looking to scale up, we just wanted to get another 10 properties on board, and our window for these 10 properties was 2 months. And I remember going out with a clear and concise message to these agents, people I've never met before, just arranging viewings and popping out to the view, meeting them at the viewing, and then educating them what we're doing and properties that I need, because we had done all these exercises in the background, and we knew what our product was, who was for, who it's not for, how these agents would benefit from this. So you have different benefits to the agents, you have different benefits to landlords, different benefits for developers. They're all different people. So yeah, we had a clear and concise message for these people, for the agents. And I had about 4 agents jump on board. Okay, I went on 5 viewings with 5 different agents. I had 4 agents jump on board, and then ended up working with 2 main agents. And even up until now, if I refer someone over to them, they know what they're looking for, because we were clear on our message, and educating them who's the benefits to them and the impact that those benefits would have on their business and themselves.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so it's about educating. If it's agents, educating them accordingly. And for someone who's looking to get short answer to your question, for someone who's looking to get into serviced accommodation, start off with agents to begin with. And agents, get a property. Get it, and then once they do it, once they work on it, once they've educated the agent, they get the property, they work on it, they then leverage that experience with that agent, and then get more properties with other agents, or with the same particular agent, because that agent knows the benefit of what they're doing.
So you talk about kind of leveraging your success there, if you like. So how would you go about doing that?
One way of doing it is actually asking, not just trying to think of it yourself, but asking what they like, what the person you've worked with liked about what you do, and why they chose to work with you over and above everyone else, and what impacts the things that you've done has had on their business. And that's what you're leveraging. It's leveraging your success and your experience, not just your knowledge, your success and what you've done for them.
So would you then share that with other people when you're talking to them? Or?
Yes, you share with other people, but then you also get that agent to speak to other people about that, because other agents are more inclined to listen to the other agent, because they know the benefits and they explain the benefits to them. So yes, and then you can also leverage that and use that when you speak to other agents. Okay. And just explain. You can actually give examples that we did this with this person. Ask that agent if it's okay to use them as an example, and they'll be more than happy with that. And then to explain to another agent that we worked with this person and they benefited in this way, and we've done this to their business, and look at what they've done, and they've given us 10 properties in the space of 2 months.
It's also a bit of nice social proof, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Say, well, look, these people over there have been working with us and they've been, getting great results from it, and here's the impact it's had on their business.
Yes, and we know what social proof is like in terms of influence. Yeah, it has a massive impact.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Cool. So we talked about a lot of stuff today, Ritchie, around sourcing and how to do it, and how we view sourcing very different to how a lot of people would.
Yeah.
But can you just share with us again those kind of exercises you work through before you actually going out and talking to people? Because I think that's an incredibly powerful thing.
Okay, the first and foremost one is defining what you do, as in looking at the features, the functions, the benefits, the FFBs. But like I said, they've become my BFFs because I utilize these in everything I do. So knowing your product and defining it properly well. So and then letting your product then define your avatar, not the other way around. Not having your avatar then define your product. No, define your product first and then build the avatar from that product. And then the opportunities list. Yeah, what opportunities like for the people that you're working with, and the impact that those opportunities will have on them, their personal circumstances, their business, and what it allows them to do. And then your value, the value of you, very, very underrated. That's never forget about the value of you, because everyone's valuable in their own right. As in, you've got skills you've amassed from different industries, different educational sectors, your own experiences in life, personal, professional, everything. You've got your own experience. No one's got more experience at being you than yourself. So you need to utilize that. And then overcoming objections the right way, and not just waiting for them to pop up, and not just ignoring stuff because it hasn't been raised. Yeah.
Brilliant. If you do all that, then you're going to go into any meeting or conversation or phone call very, very well prepared.
Yes, yeah. After learning this, we've used it in everything we do. And it's just amazing when you look at things the right way. Yeah, which in essence is how can you help others rather than how can you help yourself. Yeah. How can others help myself? No, it's always how can you help others. Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's it.
Thank you, Ritchie.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening and watching the Serviced Accommodation Podcast. For more information, visit thesapodcast.com.